Most investors are familiar with the names Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. They are now regarded as some of the greatest investors of all time. Their lectures, films, and letters are widely available on the internet, and many investors learn from these investment oracles as children. However, many investors overlook that Munger and Buffett did not begin their careers as millionaires. They grew up in middle-class homes, but they didn't inherit much money or prestige. They had to work hard to establish their reputations and fortunes. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for joining us today. The incredible real-life story of Charlie Munger's first $1 million in today's topic. Please watch the entire video to figure out all the details. And guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell notification. Alright then, let's get started. Before joining Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway in 1978, Charlie Munger was a successful lawyer, real estate developer, stock market trader, and hamster breeder? More to come on this later. Charlie Munger has frequently stated that the most difficult component of achieving financial independence is obtaining the first $100,000 or $1 million. Today, Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett are two of the world's wealthiest men. Although neither inherited their fortunes, they were both self-made. They've also both had tremendous success as stock market investors. A little known truth about Charlie Munger, which we'll discuss further later, is that he had an investing partnership in the 1960s and 1970s that outperformed previously celebrated investors like Cathie Wood and even renowned investors like Peter Lynch. The investment selections made by each of these individuals in the early stages of their careers are, in our perspective, far more illuminating and relevant to investing than their subsequent choices. For illustration, Buffett's choice to purchase BNSF as permanent capital for Berkshire Hathaway's insurance company was extremely astute. But how many people will ever have to make such a decision? Individual investors would be wiser to research how Munger made their first million. Buffett's early investments are well recognized, while Munger's beginnings are less well recognized. The Oracle of Omaha's right-hand man began his career in real estate. Damn right. Behind the Scenes with Berkshire Hathaway Billionaire Charlie Munger by Janet Louie has an entire chapter on how he made his first million. Munger began investing far later than his eventual partner. He advanced from Harvard Law School in 1948 and relocated to California to practice law. Over the following 5 years, he trained tirelessly to save money. But while he and his first wife split, he nearly lost everything. Then in the late 1950s, when Munger would have been in his mid-30s, he met a guy called Otis Booth, who approached him with an offer in 1961. Booth needed Munger's assistance with a probate agreement property. Munger encouraged him to keep and develop the property. Booth consented to the project on the premise that the lawyer accompanies him. The partnership was created on a 50-50 basis, and by 1967, the two had achieved a 400% return on their $200,000 investment. It served as a wake-up call for the young attorney. He learned that investing in and developing real estate may be a fantastic method to generate money swiftly. As per the book, the firm went on to the next building, which they adapted to capitalize on the increased demand for ground-floor apartments. Munger did not start as a successful businessman. In fact, his first venture was a transformer manufacturing firm with his partner Ed Hoskins, in which he nearly lost everything. However, because of Munger's dedication and understanding, they were able to earn a fair return on investment. Munger's old buddy, Otis Booth, encouraged him to join him in a real estate development venture in 1961, which was finished in 1967, and Munger made a 400% profit on the sale of the development. Munger worked in the industry for a few more years before earning his first $1 million. He subsequently established his investment firm, which he ran from 1962 until 1975. He demonstrated his excellent financial sense by achieving average yearly returns of 19%, while the Dow Jones achieved just under 5%. Munger also served as chairman of Wesco Financial Corporation. This investment company later absorbed Berkshire Hathaway and has maintained excellent portfolios, mostly of firms with high long-term value. Munger and Booth concentrated on ground floor flats, which sold quickly and for a higher price. They finished 5 projects based on this foundation. Munger subsequently asserted that this behavior netted him a $1.4 million fortune. There are several methods to get wealthy. Munger's biography demonstrates that there is no single method for accumulating wealth. Buffett gained money via investing in stocks and shares and individual companies. Munger built properties using the abilities he obtained as a lawyer and the experience of his business partner. He was subsequently able to advance to fund management. Along with many others, Charlie Munger is a value investor, and he maintains the notion that anyone who employs this strategy is a smart investor. However, Munger's conception of value investing diverged significantly from Buffett's. Munger's influence was important in convincing his friend and business colleague, Warren Buffett, to modify his investing strategy. His wife encouraged him to search for excellent firms at a reasonable price. It refers to seeking firms with high value and the capacity to sustain and expand that value over time, but also experiencing temporary difficulties, causing their share price to decline. The preceding pertains to Berkshire Hathaway's investing philosophy. Nonetheless, Munger has identified himself as an opponent of excessive diversity as an extra tactic. He proves this by managing a concentrated portfolio of only 4 equities at Westcote. Munger justifies his method by claiming that if you understand the company and hence the risks and prospects, a specialized portfolio would outperform a fully balanced portfolio over the long run. Munger argues that if he acquired one talent, it was to play cards, since you learn to fold in time if the odds are stacked against you and seize opportunities when they arise. If anyone has been capable of leading by experience, it is him. And he is now one of the wealthiest men in the world as a result of that ability. He remains on the board of Berkshire Hathaway, and he, like many other millionaires, contributes time and money to philanthropy. From 2011 to 2013, he gave more than $110 million to his old institution. He has also given money to other colleges in the United States. Here are a few of Munger's investment strategies. Munger and Buffett are entirely unified on maintaining industry-leading standards for ethical business practices, a key motivator of their stunningly successful corporate collaboration. Munger has frequently remarked that high ethical standards are essential to his philosophy and success. Successful businesses are ethical enterprises is one of his most commonly repeated maxims. A company model based on deception is guaranteed to fail. Munger, an enthusiastic student of great thinkers and straightforward communicators such as Ben Franklin and Samuel Johnson, popularized the notion of elementary, worldly knowledge in business and finance through several lectures and his book, Poor Charlie's Almanac. In 2021, a group of Wally-owned subsidiary insurance companies will be at the top of the list, having helped Berkshire become the world leader in insurance float, an investment term for all of the money from insurance payments that Berkshire can hold for years and invest because of their benefit before paying it back on claims. Thanks to Munger's leadership, Berkshire's insurance float has increased from $90 million to $147 billion as of 2022. Even though the consequences of catastrophic occurrences, such as the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, insurance float leads the list of Berkshire's 4 titans due to its huge long-term wealth generation. BNSF, a Berkshire's 3rd behemoth, manages one of North America's largest freight railroad networks, with 8,000 locomotives and 32,500 miles of track across the western 2/3 of the country. It exemplifies the Munger-Buffett preference for investing in firms with an economic moat. This built-in comparative benefit protects long-term earnings and market share from rivals. The vast amount of startup cash necessary to install railroad tracks across the United States defends railway against competitors, like a moat surrounding a medieval fortress. Berkshire reported record revenues of $6 billion from BNSF in 2021. Munger is also known for his sincerity as well as his investment acumen. When Buffett avoided questions regarding cryptocurrencies at a Q&A session at a 2021 shareholder meeting, Munger stated explicitly that Bitcoin was made out of thin air and is a go-to payment mechanism for crooks. He was concerned that billions of dollars were being transferred to someone who simply built a new financial product out of thin air. He has also welcomed China's cryptocurrency prohibition while criticizing the United States' extensive engagement in the currency. As Buffett's right-hand man, Munger has been important in building Berkshire Hathaway into a $700 billion-plus holding corporation. As deputy chair, Munger is in charge of all assets, including what Buffett refers to as Berkshire's 4 giants, the 4 investments that account for the majority of Berkshire's value. 1. Insurance float from subsidiary insurance businesses. 2. Apple Incorporated. 3. BNSF, Burlington Northern Santa Fe Corporation, and 4. BHE, Berkshire Hathaway Energy. According to Forbes, Munger has a personal fortune of $2.5 billion as of 2022. Munger has frequently remarked that a code of ethics is essential to his philosophy and success. Well, that's all we have for today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.